What if the answer is already waiting in the room, resting just beneath the surface of our ordinary, busy days? We do not sit here to hand down lectures from above. We gather at the table to turn the edges of the mystery over together, looking for the truth in what we share. Let us see what the night reveals.
Every week, a real question arrives from our community. Someone shares a quiet doubt or a sudden wonder that we have all carried alone in the dark. Bring your perspective into the live exchange on YouTube and Facebook right now. Your comments and live questions drive the entire hour forward in real time.
Hello, everybody. That was a surprise for Miss Angela because she didn't know what I was up to all day. What did you think of that opening?
That's pretty fancy.
Wasn't that fancy? Fancy, dancy. It's not
Yeah.
done completely yet. We got to make some changes, but it's looking good. That, folks, will be our opening for now on. And as you can see, I changed things around in my office. And yes, we're back at the house. After a busy weekend celebrating Angela's hometown 100th anniversary. How was that for you, darling?
Well, it was fun. It was fun, and it was it brought back a lot of memories because going back to the hometown and then seeing all kinds of people I haven't seen in a long time in the school, and yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. I loved it. I thought it was so cool, even though I barely knew anybody. But it was fun. I had a good time. You have to live, and people who do live in a small farming or ranching town will understand what I'm about to say. You have to live in a small town to understand just how that weekend went. It was really cool. Does that make sense the way I said that, Angela?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. So,
I'm a
are you
little
ready for this one?
distracted. You Why do I have an extra screen with two of us? I've got two of me and two of you.
And you're lagging something horrible. See, over top of portrait, you see where there's a little
Oh, yes.
minus button. You
Hide.
can
There.
hide it.
That's better. Okay, got it.
People are saying hello. Anita is saying hello already. Can you hear me okay?
Yep,
Perfect.
I can.
Perfect. Okay. We had this one sent to us. I think it was, I want to say this one was sent via message. I don't think it was posted in Dear Universe, but the question tonight, which is going to take us down all kinds of rabbit holes, I know it, is how do you recognize a sign from the universe? I'm going to ask you, I'm just going to ask you the question. How do you, Angela Clement, recognize a sign from the universe? How do you know it's a sign from the universe?
It's the feeling I get. So it's not even so much what's happening, but it's the kind of feeling that I get when I witness or observe something around me. And some of those signs are repetitive and they come at really key times. And so
Yes.
sometimes I know that it's a sign because of what's happening in my life. And I know that that's a message to help me. And so, yeah, That's how I know.
And you know what? I mean, you probably couldn't have answered any better, because that really is how to recognize it. It's just that feeling. You just have that knowing. What I find with a lot of my clients, because this is a question I get asked, if I'm doing 100 sessions, I'm going to be asked it 99 times, because it's how do I know it's a sign from them, a loved one, or my guides, or whatever over there on the other side in the astral realm. We're calling it the universe, for lack of a better word. I find that most people, because a lot of people are like, I never get a sign, I never see it, I never feel it. Well, those are the people usually getting the signs, because they're the ones that need it. It might be a song on the radio. It might be seeing 1111 constantly on the on your clock, or on your watch, or on your phone. It might be simple things like finding a feather in a place where you wouldn't find a feather. I know for a lot of people, it's finding coins on where they're not supposed to be. Those are the kinds of signs where I think spirit uses to really get our attention. What most people don't do, though, is take the time to stop, breathe, and actually ask, what's the message? The message isn't the nickel. The message isn't the dime. The message is definitely not the feather. There is usually some type of message that will go with that sign. Numbers are the easiest one, because you can Google it. If you Google 1111, what is it? My brain never works. What does the 1111 usually mean, Angela?
Well, ones are new beginnings.
Yes.
And 1111 is usually your angels notifying you. Beginnings, new beginnings, intuition. I wanted to talk about 777, though.
Ooh. And it's funny, we just passed 707 when you said that. Hello, Armanda. Hello, Anita. Hello, Dee. Hello, John Doe. Aloha, all the way from Hawaii. Why? First, I want to know why you must talk about 777.
Because I had one of the people from my group say that that's one of her signs, is 777. She sees that a lot on license plates and different places, I guess. So I wanted to expand on that a little bit, because you said you can Google it, and you totally can Google it.
Yes.
And for me, when I get those signs, I do Google it, but I Google it with an open energy, like a curiosity. And then when I'm reading, I notice things that pop out for me or resonate for me in that information, because
Yes.
you kind of have to sort through it a little bit.
Of course, because I mean, I just quickly Googled 777, and it's divine perfection, spiritual completion, exceptional good luck. Well, there's three completely different, really, meanings.
Yeah.
So again, that's where I say, yeah, Google it. You can even Google, hey, I just found a nickel. What does it mean? I just found a dime. I just found a feather. But take that time to take that deep breath and really ask, okay, why am I getting this message now? What's the message I really need to hear? When I say hear, or when I say they're talking to me, again, I must make sure people understand, I don't hear voices. I get the message. I see things with my third eye. So when you see 777, what does that message mean for most people, Angela?
Um, Usually it's your angels letting you know that you're on the right track, that there is a spiritual awakening that is happening um, in divine timing. And that means there's some inner growth also happening. And often that's more heightened intuition.
Yes.
Yes. And
And
depending on whether it's, if you're curious about or what's important in your life at that moment, like if your career is really forefront for you, then, there'll be a certain message for that. Or if there's a relationship that's really on your mind, then often there'll be some kind of message around that. So if you use your intuition, you can really feel into what those numbers mean from your angels.
yes. Now, remember, everybody that's listening, we have a ton of people listening from all the different platforms, whether you're on Angela's YouTube or Kevin the Medium's YouTube or on one of our Facebook channels. This is your show. You can ask the messages, or you can ask the messages. You can ask the questions, or just comment on what your interpretation of signs. What I'm finding though is, and you can kind of elaborate on this, Angela, is I'm finding more and more messages are being delivered than ever before.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think more people are open to receiving messages than ever before. There's more people that are going, maybe this, what we call woo woo, has some scientific backing. There's been more and more research done about that, about energy. Certainly, quantum physics has proved a lot of things that we maybe didn't know before, or
Yes.
maybe we never paid attention to. So maybe people are getting a little bit more open and more curious about being connected with something bigger than themselves.
So true. Miss Shelley is saying hi. It's so important. She said hi twice. Um,
Hi, Shelley.
Shelley, all the way from Lethbridge, Alberta. Um, where was I going? It's important to know not everything that happens is a sign. It's funny because I'm hearing Ken Lewicki's voice, and he messaged me one day and he said, "Oh my God, I got $3.33 change when I paid it with a $10 bill. What do you think that means?" And right away it was, "You spent $6.67. Is that right? Does the math work?" I had the exact math right when I replied to him, and he replied and goes, "Yeah, you know what? That is correct. Not everything. Like, I'm sorry, a lot of people will be walking in the woods and they'll find a feather. Well, there's probably a bird above you. That's why you found the feather. A lot of people will find a nickel on their bedroom floor, right by where they took their pants off. Well, it's most likely a nickel dropped out of your pocket. Not everything we do in life has to be spiritual. Sometimes it's just life happening. Kate Stone says, I see I see signs a lot in flipping around YouTube. Oh my goodness, Kate, you nailed something big there that I never even thought to bring up. But the universe will work in mysterious ways. You'll be on Facebook and they'll put this show in front of you. Coincidence? Probably not. Probably it's a message you need to hear. They will also do things like, and I've had people tell me that have booked a session with me who've never met me, had no connection to anybody, and say, it was really weird. I was thinking about going to see a medium, and instantly you popped up on my Facebook. Interesting. The universe will work in any, or use whatever they can to make sure we're getting the messages. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. I got a lot of signs through music and
Huge.
random songs that I hadn't heard in really a long time would be playing on the radio, or I'd walk into a store and I'd hear a song playing in the background. And if I went and looked up those lyrics, there would be something in there that I would really resonate with. And so I got a lot of that, a lot of music signs.
Do you want to give them, and I'm tapping into your guides here, so I'm kind of half cheating by doing that. But can you give an example of a song that gave you a message? Does that, and they're saying that in particular order?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of the name of the song right now. Drawing a blank.
Of
But,
course.
um, sometime in my grief, probably in the 2nd year sometime, I remember putting YouTube on, kinda like Kate, and up pops this "It's a Wonderful Life." And that's the song by Ace of Base. I
Yes.
I did not I don't I don't know. I'm sure I heard it when I was younger, but it caught my attention. And the more I listened to it, the more I could relate to the lyrics. It was like, you know, there's so many messages in there about taking a walk in the park, listening to children laugh, um,
Yes.
all of these really cool things that I had already been listening to or heard of, but it just brought it all home to me. And I really felt like, my guides were in this song, messaging me through this song, and that's probably why they are pointing this out. Um, and I played that song on repeat over and over and over, and I would dance to it, and I would use my imagination, and it just put me in a different frequency, a different energy, and brought me out of a lot of, times when I was down. So, you never know what song is gonna do that.
And you know what? That right there is very important. Now I understand why they had to, I had to get an example out of you. And for you guys listening and watching, type in sign that you got recently or farther back that was really, that stands out, that has so much meaning to you that it still to this day resonates with you. I'm going to just touch on what you were saying there, where the universe will use, especially music, with people who are vibrating lower than they should. And when you're in grief, you're usually vibrating lower than you should. When you're in grief, is that it's a process, so you can be in it. Is that correct?
Well,
Verbiage?
often those emotions, because you're in the process of grief, a lot of sadness and jealousy and guilt and all those heavy emotions tend to come up, and those are lower frequencies.
Yes. So the universe will use music to, and they'll pick a song that that makes sense to you and has a lot of meaning to in the words. It might not be a song from your past. It might not be your wedding song. It might not be the song that he used to propose to you, or she It's not the song she sang to you. It could be a song you've never heard of before. But the words touch you here. The words just go right into your soul, and you go, wow, that just makes me feel good. Run with it. If it makes you feel good, do what Angela did. Put it on repeat. Dance to it. Sing at the top of your lungs to it. Even if you can't sing like me, if it makes you feel good, then go for it. I'm going to just pop this up because I don't think the whole thing will pop up. No, it won't. Nicole Penton said, my dad passed away 7 months ago, and lately I've been seeing a huge amount of feathers varying in size and random location. My dad's favorite music was also What a Wonderful World. While doom scrolling, and I started sobbing because it's an old song, and what are the chances of that song being used? Touch on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the fact that you started crying, that emotion was coming up, and of course he's connecting with you. Of course he is. What a Wonderful World. I love that.
Yes. What a wonderful world. I'm sorry, we're not allowed to sing. We're on YouTube. They'll give us. But my mom used to sing that song to me. I'm trying to think. Was it Louis Armstrong?
I think it's been done a few times with different people.
I think it was. I think my mom used to play and sing the Louis Armstrong version. I'm hearing her sing it to me now. That's cute. And
Kate
Nicole
says, don't stop believing.
Don't sing, we'll get in trouble.
From a music book. They will never recognize that.
I must say, Nicole, as soon as I saw your message, I felt your dad's presence around you. And I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing feathers on his head, like the Aboriginal headdress. So I don't know if that has significance or if that's just me putting the feathers there because you were finding feathers, but there seems to be something there. Not really sure. Kathleen Stoner, as we know her by, Kate Stone. Oops. After All by Peter Cetera and Cher hit me hard recently. Two angels who've been rescued from the fold. My husband and me ends with forever me and you. After all. That one, I think a lot of times when we are hearing a song that reminds us of our loved one, a lot of times that's us. That's us putting, wanting, what's the word I'm looking for? Wanting connection. Does that make sense the way I said that, Angela?
Well, I think it's very personal. You know,
Yes.
when you hear that music or you see a poem or you see some words somewhere, you will get the knowing in your mind of what that is and what that means for you. And it's really nobody can tell you whether it means something or not. It's you that knows that.
Yes.
I'm just reading the chat.
Oh, so was I. We're both doing it. It was like silence, that dead airspace. The other one that we haven't talked is that intuitive messages, that thought that keeps coming back into our head constantly. Remember, folks, it doesn't have to always be about a loved one. It doesn't always have to be that I'm missing my brothers, plural. That's funny. One of them made me put an S on. I was going to say missing my brother, and one of my brothers made me put an S on it. I'm missing my brothers. Sometimes it's more about our guides trying to give us information. And that's where I get this a lot with the intuitive thought, where I'll get, you know, and I'll give you one. Yes, you need to move your office around. And I kept getting it and I kept getting it. And I was like, yep, yep. And so today, as you can see, I moved my office around. But by doing that, it gave me inspiration to do other things, which was really important. So when you're getting that repetitive thoughts, not all the time, it's not just the one thought, unless you're in a deep meditation going in with that, but that repetitive, intuitive thought, a lot of times you should be paying attention, because that is usually your guides trying to get in touch, touching base. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I was also thinking that sometimes you get a sign and you don't really know. You know it has significance, but you don't really know what it means. I encourage people to write those things down, because sometimes you don't get all the information at once. Sometimes there'll be a piece today and a piece a couple days from now and a piece a week from now. And then you'll go, oh, that's why all of that happened. But you don't get all of the whole picture at one time. So today, I don't know why, but my cat followed me into a room and I seen the shadow of the cat walk by. I have no idea why, but I take a mental note of that. And I trust that if there is more to that message, that it'll just come. And it might not be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be another time. But I think sometimes that's the way we get the messages, is in pieces.
Gosh, I hope it's not that we need to get a cat.
I don't think so.
Please, no, universe, don't do that to me. We don't need a cat. We need a dog more than we need a cat.
We don't need anything.
We travel
Not
way
even get
too
into
much.
that.
We travel way too much. But there is probably a significance to, what's your cat's name?
Lucky.
To Lucky following you in to a room. And it was funny, as you were talking, I was trying to kind of delve deeper into the meaning behind it. And your guides literally laughed at me and go, no, we're not giving that information. That's for Angela. She will get it when she gets it. And a lot of times that's the message, is we'll get that message when we need it. Not when we want it, when we need it, which is a big difference. Another one that I get on a regular basis, as you know quite vividly, I use the word vividly on purpose, is dreams. Quite often we will get messages via our dreams. I dream very vividly, to the point where I will actually have conversations in my dreams. And sometimes when I wake up, I remember them. Other times it's like, well, dang. And sometimes it makes no sense at the time. But when Angela said, make note of it, write it down if you have to be able to remember it, because you might be only getting the first part of the message, i.e. cat going into a room. That's obviously the first part of a message that's going to come somewhere down the road. Go ahead.
I had a very, very profound message waking up one morning, because that time between sleeping and waking, there's that little bit of time there where you're not quite awake yet. it's really easy to get messages across that at that time. And there was a message to read A New Earth and a conversation from Rita. So the read The New Earth was easy. I got the book. I read the book. Conversation with Rita was not so easy. I did not figure that one out until 6 months later
And
when I interviewed the first person for the first summit that I did. Her name was Rita. Conversation with Rita. But it took that long. So you never know, right?
Well,
You never know.
and you got to remember when they're giving us information, they're giving us, they being the loved ones or your guides, there isn't a 24-hour clock on the other side, folks. There isn't, time doesn't exist the way it exists here. So they might give you a message that is in their time frame is happening now. In our time frame, it might be 6 months down the road. And we're like, well, that finally made sense, but what the why would they wait that long to actually wait to give us that message? But sometimes we need to be put on the path, and the conversation with Rita might have put you on the path that you needed to go on, where something else sparked that you don't even know about that led you to start doing podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm sure, like, I did a lot of research. I was looking for, like, maybe Oprah interviewed someone named Rita, and I need to listen to the conversation. Like, I remember just trying to figure out what this was.
Well, you do know what my mom's name is, right? We've talked about this.
Oh, yes.
My mom's name is Rita as well. So that could be part of the whole path leading to you doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Never know.
You never know. I am, and I promised people that I would try when I made a couple posts this week. And my apologies, I actually scheduled a bunch of posts to go out over the weekend, but it didn't happen. But I did promise that I would see about channeling my friend. I'm trying to remember where he's from, and I want to find that before Sirius? Is that right, Angela?
Archimedes?
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Where is he from?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know him as well as you do.
I can't remember.
Is he a Syrian?
Yeah, Syrian. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Woo, goosebumps. And it was when I first had this thought come to my head, again, a sign, I'm like, how is this going to play into the signs? And I'm still not positive, but I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to tie in quite well with it. So, having said that, if people have questions for Archimedes related to signs or not, and I've got that just at the last second, related to signs or not, fire them into the text, and I'm going to have Angela watch the chat, and she can kind of be the moderator. That's a good word for this. Ooh. Funny, when I said I'm not sure how Archimedes will tune in with signs, and as soon as I connect, I I keep wanting to say they correct me to they. Um, Signs are an important part of communication between everyone in the universe and humans. And I mentioned it earlier about there seems to be more and more signs, and there has been more and more signs. And Angela was quite correct when she brought up the fact that there's more awakening happening, but also it's the sign of I like that. It's a sign of our times as well, as we get closer to a new style of communication between the entire universe and those of us living here on Earth. When I say that's getting closer, the time frame is quite short. Anybody who's done a reading with me knows when I do it's sooner than later. We're going to have information revealed to us at an alarming rate, where some people, even those who have honed their skills so they can receive messages from loved ones, connection with guides, we might question the messages coming through because they will be coming so fast and so quick. It'll be up to each person how we discern the messages. You've heard quite often, take what you need, leave what you don't. And that goes with signs that will be coming, that have come already. There's been so many signs that humans have missed over the last 10 years that will be coming, would have prepared us so much better for what's about to come forth and the quickness in which it will come forth.
Have a question for you.
Yes.
For Archimedes. Is Mother Gaia sending us a lot of messages through the weather and geological events?
In a way, yes. Weather patterns are changing drastically. All you got to do is turn the TV on or pick up your phone to know that. A lot of that has to be with the changing of Earth itself. Some of that is messages from the universe, and that's the speed of which these messages will come. I want to make sure that we keep repeating the words, the speed of which these messages will come, because they will be coming fast, and there's going to be a lot of messages that all humans get simultaneously. Some will pick it up right away. Others will see it after it's been brought to their attention.
Okay, I got another one.
Yes.
I'm supposed to ask you about the mystery rocks.
There's numerous mystery rocks. Which rocks are we talking about? Is there a certain area of mystery rocks that we know of, Angela?
I think just I'm not 100% sure what she's talking about, but I'm thinking that sometimes there are rocks on the earth that people find that they're not sure where they came from, or even the makeup of them. Like what?
Oh, okay. I see. most of the so-called mystery rocks aren't really that much of a mystery. Um, People in the know on Earth forget that the Earth isn't the only universe that there is. So sometimes rocks will travel from one universe to the next, whether they come with us through the portals. I'll use that word for lack of a better word. Um, but they're not really mystery rocks. They're mystery rocks to humans.
Yeah, and she said that she's there's been in Southwest Saskatchewan specifically, people talk about these mystery rocks that are being found, likely in a farmer's pasture or somewhere
Yeah.
in, yeah.
Those are the ones that come down undetected. Um, Usually, like mentioned before, and I'm probably saying the using the wrong terminology, but that's what I'm getting is through the portals from a different universe, different realms. We got to remember we're not the only ones here. Um, and have we been visited? Of course we have. And just like anything else, when a vessel travels, it can and will pick up objects and deposit them in other spots, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's another question here.
Yeah.
I've heard before, and this, it's Anita. She's asking because she's been seeing a lot of geometric signs and wondering what they mean.
What they mean for her in particular, or what they mean for society as a whole. For her, she would, because I know Anita, the geometric signs are their way of telling, they being her guides, way of telling her to put things in order. Things are scattered and they need to be in proper order. As far as does it have a meaning, a bigger meaning for society as a whole? Geometric shapes. Some are very sacred. Some have been passed down through lineage, and we as society have dropped a lot of the meanings behind them. They will be used again in our future. Won't be near future. That's not the short time frame. That's the long time frame.
Well, it makes sense because a lot of mathematical equations and I guess findings have a mathematical sequence or geometric shape that goes with. I mean, I'm not a scientist, and I have. I mean, we discussed my math background, so. But I do know.
In depth, we discussed your background.
But I do know that a lot of there's geometric shapes that do carry messages or do, well, just if you look at the patterning in our DNA or in the way you know, a snowflake is designed, like there's shapes are a way that organizes energy. in some way.
Very, very
Um,
much so. And in the long range future, that math, if you will, for lack of a better terminology, will come back into a lot more use. Talk about signs. Um, look back in the ancient human history with um, geometrical shapes, and you can see why, or how it was used back then. It was lost for many, many centuries. It will come back once again in the future.
is there anything that we need to know as a collective?
There's so much we need to know as a collective. Um, we've heard it said before that these times are the most important times in human existence on Earth. It can't be put any more succinctly than it's the time to pay attention is now. And maybe this is why I had to connect with Archimedes today, talking about signs, is pay attention to the signs. They are going to show us why what the future has in store. It'll be super important for those of us that can connect. I'm not just talking about Kevin or myself. I'm talking about everybody that can connect, that have opened themselves up and has allowed that connection to happen, is to share those signs that we get with the world. When Archimedes had said earlier that the signs are going to be coming fast and furious, some will get them, others will get them at a later date. He's talking about us making sure others get them at the later date, if that makes sense.
Yep.
He wants to clarify the weather, the signs in the weather. The weather changes we're seeing are part of Earth's natural changes. If we look back in the history of the Earth from the Ice Age on, even before the Ice Age, Earth is constantly in flux. It's constantly changing. A lot of the weather we're seeing is just that. A lot of it's not signs. And I think I might have made it sound like there was more signs in the weather than there really is. And he wanted to clarify that.
And these mystery rocks, if we can go back to the mystery rocks, she's talking about big slabs, kind of like a Stonehenge that they're seeing in southwestern Saskatchewan. And there's a lot of curiosity about where these rocks are coming from. Did they come on a ship?
They could have, yeah. So when I'm saying they could have been dropped by a ship. That doesn't mean it's in our time frame. That doesn't mean it was not pre-dinosaur age. And they've been covered. And as the Earth, I don't know what the proper terminology is, deteriorates, the ground deteriorates, you're going to find objects as well as formations that are different, if that makes sense.
Cool. These are near Fort Walsh. We'll have to go look.
We're going to have to go look, and I will sit on them. Literally. Literally.
There's a question. Is this the beginning of the end of what we know?
It's not even the beginning. Changes to society have been happening for many, many, many years. Are things changing at a rapid pace now? Yes. That doesn't mean it's the beginning of the end. That just means we're in the accelerated period of change. I'm checking with Archimedes to see. I have been shown, and he's giving me permission, to carry on, that we will be broken down as a society, and instead of being in groups of millions and millions, we'll be in smaller clusters. I keep talk about seeing signs. I keep seeing 340 as a number. To me, that shows a small village where you are all working together for the greater group. You'll have carpenters, you'll have people who can grow, you can have people that will farm, you'll have people who do different things inside that group to make that group sustainable.
Like a colony.
That won't just be in one area on Earth. That'll be a collective Earth. Ooh, goosebumps. Time frame. We're not entitled. Wouldn't that be easy if we could just say, yeah, on August 15th, 2027 at 1 p.m., we got to make groups of 340 people. Pick your 340 very carefully. No, that's not the way the world works. And Archimedes is making me laugh. But he can tell us we're very much in the accelerated time frame. It starts slow, it picks up speed, and then it happens. So are we closer to it than we've ever been? Yes. When will it happen? You got to remember, to the other side, to the universe outside of Earth, we have the 24-hour clock. They don't. Kevin mentioned this earlier in the show with giving a sign and then 6 months later something happening. Could be 6 months, it could be 6 years, it could be 60 years. We're not entitled to know that time frame.
I think that from what I hear from several different psychics, that the next couple of years, starting last year, this year, and next year, will be big changes. When we look back 2 years, when we're looking back next year, we're going to see
changes. And that's where the accelerated information will be disseminated to everyone, to the point where it will be almost so much that it'll be almost inconceivable that we're getting this many messages. So many people are going to question it and try to debunk it. There's a human word for you, debunk it, because that's what we do.
I blame Donald Trump. That's what Nancy said. We can't go down that road.
No, it's good because as soon as I looked over and saw it, Archie, I went, "Oh, I don't want to go there." And Archie made us like, "Yeah, we'll go there." Blame is a human condition, a human thought, a human process. If the universe didn't want for everything that is happening to happen and the acceleration of the change and the speed in which we're going to be getting information and messages, then the universe wouldn't allow it. We as humans can say it's so-and-so's fault, it's Canada's fault, it's the US's fault, it's Russia's fault, Germany's fault, whose ever fault. We can go back into history and talk about that. If the universe didn't want it to happen, the universe has the ability to change paths. So blame who you must, but know the change is happening. Whew, goosebumps. I'm just asking if there's any last words. As mentioned by Anita with the geometric shapes, now is the time to get things in order for yourselves. Now is the time to put things in place that make sense. Now is the time to really shine and let others know that you are shining. I'm going to elaborate on that in a minute. Biggest thing to do or not to do is not to panic. This isn't about the sky is falling or anything like that. It'll happen in a way that is smooth and makes sense to those who have been paying attention. That doesn't mean put on your tinfoil hat and come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories. That means when he made me say, let others know you shine, that is a direct message for myself and others like me that are in a practitioner of energy of any type, is to stop hiding it. Every time I say anything like this, I hear that song, This Little Light of Mine. It's an old, I think it's a gospel song. I hear it in my head, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. It's important that we all let others know what we do, and more importantly, why we're doing what we're doing. Not in an alarmist way, but that this is mainstream. This is supposed to happen. This was normal. Whew. He's thanking everybody. He's thanking everybody that asked the questions. And this won't be the last time that we do this during a show like this. It's not going to happen every show, but this won't be the last time we do this during a show. Whew.
There was a couple other questions, but I think we'll save them for next time.
Oh, John Doe. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. John Doe.
The extraterrestrials.
I truly believe we've already seen the US government put out all kinds of information that they've been hiding for many, many years. When Archimedes was saying that we're going to be inundated with messages, that doesn't always just mean signs from the universe. That means a lot of our governments are going to be opening up, and they're going to be sharing a lot of information that we go, holy, will we see them? I honestly believe at one point we're going to be visited by them and it's not going to be hidden anymore. I hope I see it. I know you will. And I say that like I got that so strongly. I know who John Doe is. So you will. I might not. I'm way older than you, but you will. And Nicole, it's important that I know it sounded really ominous. It isn't meant to be. It is meant as it wasn't meant as a warning at all. It's an information purposes, if that makes sense. And Nancy Jackson 1225 says, this will make us all go back to basics. 100%. I've been saying that for the last year and a half, 2 years now. We're going to go back to the basics. We're going to go back to neighbor helping neighbor. I talked about it at the beginning of the show, and it makes so much sense as I keep seeing these signs given to me. Small towns are going to be where these things work. The bigger cities are going to be in trouble. I'm not going to lie. They're going to have to figure things out real quick. Smaller towns, guess what? They've already have it. Neighbors help neighbors in small towns. It's the way of the world. It's the way small towns work. Sorry, I'm just going through.
Do you know anything about ley lines?
Where do you see that? Oh.
Anita was asking. Yeti ley lines.
No, and I don't want to be honest, folks, when I connect to Archimedes, it takes a lot of energy out of me. I'm not kidding. It's not an easy thing to do. Right now, my head is pounding like a son of a gun. Let's write that one down, and we'll do. We'll come back to that one at another time. Book the fourth turning. We are in crisis period of the fourth turning. Good insight.
Kate reads a lot.
Yes. Metal yellow fist red. I don't know what you're saying, Anita. Oh, I bet you that's some kind of what do they call them? Smiley face. The
emoji.
My emoji, and that's how it comes through when we're seeing it on our screen. That's hilarious. I'm just going back to make sure that I saw this one before I actually connected with Archimedes, and I want to touch on it. Waking up a lot at 3 and 5 a.m. 3 a.m. seems to be a universal thing. I don't know why. I've asked my guides numerous times, and their answer is because it's easy. Why 3? I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. If it's the last thing I do on this earth, I'm going to find out why it's not 3 p.m. Why is it always 3 a.m.? It doesn't make sense.
I think it's because we're sleeping.
Very could well be, and they know at 3 a.m. Doesn't matter what time frame you're in. It's always 3 a.m. Most people are asleep. Okay, we went a little overtime. But any last words you have there, Miss Angela?
I had a message from the cards before we started about using your solar plexus to navigate. So If you got some big decisions that you need to make, take some deep breaths and put your hands on your solar plexus and just take a few quiet moments to connect there, because the wider wisdom is in that place. And so sometimes our brain doesn't have all the information, and so it's good to connect with your solar plexus. And if you're having some anxiety, it might mean that you are disconnected from your solar plexus. So
Yes.
just putting your hands on, taking a few deep breaths can really help with that.
Very good. On that note, if you want a reading, healing session with Miss Angela, healingenergy.world is where you can find her. If you want a session with me, kevinthemedium.ca is where you can find me. I can't stress enough how we charge $100 for a session with me. We also charge $100 for a session with Angela and I. You're getting 2 for 1 if you want. Go to healingenergy.world, click on Healing Heart Session, and that'll show you our availability. Anybody that's done a session, I've not had anybody say, well, I'd rather just have Kevin. Anybody that's done a session with us usually comes back and wants to continue to do a session with us. So either way, you know how to get us. If you could do us a huge, huge favor, if you could like this, whatever you're watching on, if you're on YouTube, please like it and subscribe to our channels. It really does help. And then do me a favor and share those channels out to your friends. Also, if you haven't joined Dear Universe group yet, please go over to Dear Universe on Facebook and answer the few questions that we have for you and join that group. That is where we're getting our questions from, folks. So if you have a questions for next week, we don't choose questions that far in advance. We probably will wait till Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Thursday, to choose our question. Put them in there. You can either send them to us privately, or you could post them in Dear Universe, and we'll pick one that we find interesting and that we can talk on for a long hour. Anything else, Miss Angela?
No.
Everyone?
That's it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. Till next Monday, which will probably be, I don't know where we'll be. I don't know if we're going to be up at the park or here, but wherever we will be here with you Monday, 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Until then, take care. Oops.